But Hugh, this weekend, things are about to get pretty heated with the hot stove. So the MLB winter meetings start on Sunday in Orlando. They go from Sunday through Thursday. And Hugh, every story out there seems to say the first domino that is going to fall on this is Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it looks like he's the one, and then once he goes, wherever he goes, hopefully back to the Phillies, then everyone else would kind of fall into place after that. So it feels like Schwarber's going to be the first domino. We could get a resolution on this by the end of the winter meetings on Thursday. And now we got to start to figure out what's going to happen here. Are the Phillies going to get this done? Or, Hugh, is someone going to jump in and try to steal this guy? Hugh, where are you at right now in terms of your concern level that Kyle Schwarber is not going to come back?
I was never concerned about it because I don't think he's coming back. I've said that. I've been adamant about that for the last couple of weeks because you waited too long to get this done. He is the absolute hottest free agency. And he's the hottest free agent in free agency right now.
Waited too long.
Yeah. Should have got it done during the season.
Well, he means letting him get the free agency.
Yeah, let him get in there. Yeah. But he's not coming back.
Sure.
I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah.
So, I think they're going to throw so much money at him that it's going to be hard for him to come back.
All right, so here's where I'm at. I have some concern because once you get to free agency and once you got a bunch of teams involved, I'm concerned, right? He's been flirting with the hometown team for months. I mean, ever since Dad playing catch on the field, which I hated. So the Reds, I think, are more of a threat than other people believe. And then there's the New York Mets that are involved in this thing. So I have some concern. Ultimately, I think the Phillies are going to do exactly what they did with Aaron Nola. They're going to overpay. They're probably going to give too many years. They're probably going to give too much money. And it might be a contract we regret in 3 or 4 years. But I do think he's going to be back as a Philly. So I'll put it this way. My antenna's up as this starts because it feels like he's the one a lot of teams are going after right now. But I do think by Wednesday or Thursday, we're going to get that report from someone, maybe John Heyman or maybe Jim Salisbury, that he is coming back and he's going to be a Philly. Kyle, you worried?
No. No. Like, Kyle Schwarber is going to be a Philly next season, no matter what Ohio Hugh has to say over here.
Okay.
The Reds are not a serious threat. They're not going to pay up.
They're not?
No.
Okay.
No. They're the Reds, dude. Like, they don't have the money. Even if they did, they wouldn't pay it.
What about Cincinnati?
That's the Reds, man.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
I think
he's going home.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I guarantee he's going to be a Philly next season.
How much you want to put on it?
Yeah, I can't do the guarantee. Guarantee feels strong.
Put on it?
How much you want to put on it?
$2?
$2.
Okay.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Of course.
High roller Douglas.
In a
over here.
heartbeat. Dude, I'll bet you $4, bud.
Wait a minute. I got to see if I got $4. Let me check my wallet.
He's going to be a Philly. The Mets thing is to drive the price up, kind of like the Braves did with Nola last offseason with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Bring it, buddy.
couple things.
$2.
Come on, big guy.
$2. Come on, big guy.
Couple things.
You know what? When you said I was thinking Red Sox. I was thinking Boston.
Well, Boston could be involved too.
Yeah,
So-
I was thinking Red Sox
So
when I said that.
I generally understand where Kyle's going with the Reds. They don't usually play in this pool.
Of course they don't. They're not going to.
But they don't have anything on the books past this year. They have money. They don't have money like the Phillies or the Dodgers or the Mets or any of that, the Yankees, right? But they have, like, when you only have $30 million on your payroll next year, you have money to spend. So the Reds concern me a little bit. The Mets concern me a lot. For this reason.
Yeah, they got long paper.
That owner is crazy.
Yeah, he got long paper.
Like the Braves had a walk-away point when the Phillies outbid them.
They're going to make us overpay.
Yeah, well,
but we're going to do it.
I hope you're right. And I think ultimately he's going to be back here. Like my feeling right now is Schwarber will be a Philly next year because I think they're going to prioritize it. But that owner is nuts. I mean, last year, just think about this for a second. Last year, the Yankees were outbid for a player. That almost never happens for a player
they
they
got
want.
bread too.
Right, because the Mets owner just said $750, I'll go to $780. You go to $780, I'll go to $800. And eventually the Yankees were like, oh, bleep. He's just going to win. And I hope that doesn't happen with Schwarber, but the Mets are on my radar. Let's hear from Jim Salisbury here, Phillies show, as they discuss Schwarber, where this is going, and what the Phillies... Was that?
Morning show.
Oh, Jim Salisbury from the Phillies show on the morning show. Here it is.
Which of these two extremes do you think is more likely? That they turn the page on a lot of successful Phillies who are going to get big contracts from someone and are aging, that they turn the page and go younger and not bring all those guys back, or they bring all those guys back? Which extreme is more likely?
The latter. That they bring guys back. And I don't think they're going to bring them all back. Obviously, you got 4 prominent free agents. 2 of them they really, really want to bring back. That's Schwarber and Real Muto. Ranger, probably going to be a budget cut. And, Bader, they're going to, stay on his market and see what it takes. There's definite interest. But, I don't know which way that's going to go. I think they'd be happy to have him back, but they're also going to monitor where his market goes. I think they have a –
Sure.
I don't think they want to go overboard on that. But
so Jim,
the big priorities are Real Muto and Schwarber.
All right, so there's Salisbury in the morning show talking about their priorities, where they're going to go, the whole Ranger thing, which they're going to probably let them go, and they'll monitor the Bader market. All right, what about how far will they go? Are they going to do whatever it takes? We got more from Jim Salisbury here on the morning show talking about doing what it takes to bring back these guys they want to bring back.
I think the Phillies are going to do what it takes, and it's probably going to be an extra year in both cases. Ideally, JT is probably a 2-year deal at this stage of his career, like 2 times 15. They got to go 3 to get him off the market, keep him away from Buster Posey. I think John Middleton does it.
Wow.
And I think if ideally Schwarber's like a 4-year deal, 30-ish, 31, 32, who knows where this market's going to go. If it takes 5 to get him right back here, I think they'll do it. And if you get 2 good ones out of JT and 4 good ones out of Schwarber, that's kind of the way the game works. Everybody gets that extra year, and you take what you can get, and they're going to take a shot at winning this thing in the next few years. But I feel pretty confident that they're going to get something done with both guys because both of them like it here. And don't underestimate the return of Kevin Long, the hitting coach, as it pertains to Kyle Schwarber's desire to stay. And his desire to stay is strong to begin with, but that's his guy. That's the guy who helped turn around his career.
Okay.
And I think Kevin Long recently, just recently got like a 3-year contract extension. To me, that's all part of the calculus in retaining Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, that's an interesting nugget he threw in there with the Kevin Long thing. All right, so
you're losing that $4, buddy.
Salisbury confident here that he's coming back, which I think ultimately Schwarber's going to be a Philly, but I take the Mets always seriously with this owner. And let's hear from Steve Phillips, former MLB GM, now on MLB Network, talking about the Reds thing. The Reds thing it's been a full court press. This feels like recruiting, what is going on with the Reds. And I hope that's what we say in a week. It was cute when they didn't get him. But they are pushing. Here's Phillips talking about the Reds and Schwarber.
I think there's a good chance he could end up somewhere else. I mean, I think it's going to come down to who's willing to give him the extra year. He's going to play at 33 next season. And so, nobody wants to go more than 4 years. He's going to want the 5th year, and somebody's going to have to do it. I think this is the time and place for the Cincinnati Reds. If it takes the 5th year, give it to them. You're never going to be in a better position in this time and moment and this place to have a window to win. Everybody would love to have the young starting pitching that they have in Cincinnati right now. Affordable starting pitching. They've got a superstar in Ellie De La Cruz, but they need the aircraft carrier. They need that big bat. Ellie De La Cruz had 22 home runs. That's the most they had during the course of the season. Schwarber had 56. Spencer Steer hit 10 home runs after the All-Star break. That's the most anybody hit on their team. Schwarber hit 10 a month. I mean, this to me is like a no-brainer. He's from Middletown, Ohio. You got Terry Francona as your manager. This is the time and place to go beyond what you've been willing to do or where you're comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Reds are going to seriously try to get him. It's a matter of can they come up with the money. I mean,
yeah, they can.
Hugh, you live this. You around the same age as Schwarber. You were a free agent playing here, and you got the free agency, and you ended up in Jacksonville.
Yeah. It all depends. Well, and this is the thing.
You said that with a lot.
Well, to me, it's very similar. Like it's like what? Who would leave Philadelphia to go to the Jaguars? Who would leave the Phillies to go to the Reds? But you did this.
And here's the thing. I think it's and I'm just reading the teas. I don't know what Kyle is going to do, but I feel like there's probably a pull to be closer to home. That Midwest feel, like Philadelphia feels at times, like the Midwest.
Midwest feel, just stay here.
Yeah, I feel like. The dad rolling the pops out to throw out the pitch to his son. That was tugging on the heartstrings type deal. I think there's a chance that he's going to go to Cincinnati. I don't think he's coming back to Philly. I don't think he's coming back to Philly. And I think there's a strong chance he could go to Cincinnati.
All right. Do you think the Phillies are ready for Plan B? Like this could happen quick. Like Monday we're here and he just goes to the Mets or the Reds. They better be ready.
They're reporting that they're interested in Bellinger and stuff. They're looking at other outfielders.
I would love Cody Bellinger. I think Cody Bellinger's underrated at this point.
I would like Schwarber and Bellinger. That'd be great.
Well, then we're talking. That would be But if he does walk, Bellinger would be the first thing I would go after because he could play defense, he could play the outfield really well, and he can hit.
Yeah,
I'd be in on that.
By the way, like the Jags and Eagles are in a salary cap league.
Yeah,
like they are both. Like the Phillies are operating under a different payroll than the Cincinnati Reds are. I think it's a lot different than NFL free agency. And by the way, Hughes' decision to go to Jacksonville was following the most money. The Phillies have more money than the Reds.
Yeah, I am wondering though
This is true.
I can't wait to hear the reporting on what the first offer is. Like, if the Phillies want to win this right away, or
I think in a situation like this, you never want to be the one to set the market.
that's why
that's the Phillies. That's why it's. But you're also a team where they're going to try to tug on the fact that he's from the Midwest.
They've been trying since the season.
Yes,
when they rolled his dad out,
and they're probably trying to strategically put themselves in position to give him what he wants.
Yeah. Well,
so it just all depends on where he is as far as money, being home, how much. Because I don't know where he lives. Does he live in Ohio in off season?
I don't know. The other thing to factor into this, I don't think he's ever gone through a real free agency. He was DFA'd by the Cubs. He took a 1-year deal with the Nats. Then when he signed here, remember that was the lockout year. Like, he's never done the be wined and dined.
Like a bidding war and all that, yeah.
I'm sure every player wants that at some point. So maybe he's going to enjoy this for a week before he makes the decision. All right, 215-592-9494. Are you worried about Schwarber actually walking? I mean, this thing could heat up pretty quickly here with the winter meetings. And the Eagles, would you sign up right now for 3-2? Of course I would. I'm not rolling the dice with this the next 5 weeks.